The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
The male ego is the most sensitive and most dangerous thing the world has to offer.
Yes.
So I was very...
Just say that again one more time. Say that one more time.
The male ego is the most sensitive and dangerous thing in the world.
Hello everyone, it's Queen V-Line back to you with another video. This video is an update in the Kada Scott story. Before I begin, I would like to extend my condolences and support to the Scott family and community at this time as you grieve the loss of your loved one and community member at this time. According to reports, the suspect Keon King, who was arrested in connection with the disappearance of Kada Scott, has now been charged with her homicide. The DA's office on October 22nd, 2025, approved charges of not only homicide, but also of robbery, theft, violation of the Uniform Firearms Act, possessing an instrument of crime, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice, in addition to arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, and recklessly endangering another person. The charges came after the medical examiner's office stated Kada Scott 23 was unalived by a shot wound to the head. We will continue to pursue justice for Ms. Scott, her family, and all victims of crimes, Deputy Commissioner Frank Vonero stated in a social media post. Keon King was arraigned on the homicide charge on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and is being held without bail. Keon King was previously charged with kidnapping, arson, and other offenses. Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel told residents at a community meeting that the investigation is far from over. We continue to pursue anyone who helped, who concealed, who participated in this act. Keon King's alleged criminal conspiracy began just before midnight on October 3rd, 2025, when court records state he stole a Honda Accent left unattended and running by a food delivery worker. Investigators state he then used that stolen car to meet up with Kada Scott the following night, October 4th, 2025. Charging documents state Kada Scott and Keon King made plans to meet up, with the final text exchange between the two being CM when you hear. 6 minutes later at 10:15 p.m., investigators state the two appeared to be together near Kada Scott's place of employment based on cell phone data. It would be the last time Kada Scott was seen alive. At 10:24 p.m., Kada Scott's phone goes offline. At 10:28 p.m., the Honda Accent parks at Arbery Recreation Center, and the car remains there for more than 2 days. Using cell phone technology, investigators tracked Keon King to a house more than 10 miles away. A search of the house turned up contractor bags, a hammer, and ammunition, among other items, according to court documents. 2 women who lived there were detained and interviewed but released. Keon King was not at the house. The criminal complaint states Keon King's cell phone was tracked taking multiple trips between the home and the area around the vacant Ada Lewis Middle School where Kada Scott's body was discovered. At 11:39 p.m. on October 5th, 2025, court records state Keon King's registered Toyota Camry was caught on surveillance camera parking at the recreation center next door to where Kada Scott's body was discovered. It states 2 people exited the car, and 4 hours later, 2 individuals appeared to take a large object consistent with a body out of the passenger side. Detectives tell our sister station, WPVI, that they are still trying to determine the relationships between Kada Scott and Keon King and how they initially met. Police say there is no report or indication that there was previous incident involving Scott and King. Keon King had been charged with a different kidnapping back in January. Part of that incident involved another woman was shown in a viral video. The DA's office dropped the charges after the victim and a witness didn't show up in court. Officials state they believe other people may have been involved in this case. However, they did not release about who they may be or their extent of their involvement. It should be noted that Keon King is scheduled for another hearing on November 3rd, 2025. A GoFundMe has been set up to assist Kada Scott's family. Again, condolences to the Scott family and the community as you are grappling the loss of your child and community member. These are my points. At least 2 or more suspects aided Keon King in this unfortunate loss. As I stated in my previous video, there is no way he could have done this by himself. That anonymous caller was very specific to the location of Kada Scott's body's location, since Keon King was already in police custody. So it's either this anonymous caller has a second account of what occurred, or they participated in this unfortunate incident. And anyone, I repeat, anyone who aided in this unfortunate loss needs to be held accountable for their role in this tragedy. The text messages between the suspect and victim sounds like they know each other, but the family may not have been aware of their relationship or lack thereof. It is up to investigators and the DA's office to fill in the blanks. Again, as I stated before, the system failed the alleged victims of Keon King and could have indirectly played a role in the unfortunate unaliving of Kada Scott because they were not doing their due diligence. Again, I've seen the DA's office seeking sentencing for persons who commit crimes less than this monster in question. And yes, I said monster, and I will continue to call this monster because of their pattern of behavior. Even though King's alleged victim and witness did not show up to the court, the report and video alone of him climbing the fence is a sign that this can and will get worse if not addressed. And unfortunately, it had to cost the life of Kada Scott. Hopefully, this will be a shift in the DA's office to changing its policies when repeat offenders come into court with dangerous outcomes on their victims. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that I can say to remove the pain and hurt to the Scott family and community, as they are unfortunately sitting with the reality of their baby, sibling, and community member. When is enough enough? And when will the system hold itself accountable when they are not doing their due diligence in protecting the community they swore to protect and serve? According to the Black and Missing Inc. organization, in 2023, an estimated 224,706 persons of color were reported missing. Of that group, 162,755 persons were under the age of 18. Yet, missing minority children are grossly underreported in the news. I've said this before, and I will say it again. We have to treat missing persons cases as if it is a criminal case, because every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month is critical to the return of said missing person. Everyone has a routine. Everyone has places to go and people to see. And if that person is not at their regular location, something must have occurred. And we cannot dismiss it, especially when that missing person is a minor. And it is up to us as the general public to be mindful of the disinformation, misinformation, aka lying, as it does affect the ongoing investigation. We must be mindful because it does impact the ongoing case. I will leave in the comments and description below for organizations and hotlines as it pertains to missing persons cases. In addition, information to the GoFundMe link and other information regarding this case. And as always, find our people, ring the alarm, say their names, known and unknown. Say her name, Kada Scott. Justice for Kada Scott. And as always, please, please be safe out here. And I will see you in the next video.